I want to talk about this new documentary that Shane Dawson has just released documenting Jake Paul. If you've not seen it, I would recommend going and watching it, so it'll fill you in a little bit. But for those of you that have actually seen the video, I wanted to clear something up right at the beginning of this video before I go any further. Jake Paul and Shane Dawson are both entertainers. Some people might say that Shane is a documenter or a theorist. If you are one of these people that thinks this, you are totally wrong. Both of these two people in this documentary both run their lives by the same principles. And I say two people in this documentary because I'm not seeing this about Jake Paul at all. I'm seeing this about Shane, and I'm seeing it about Jake Paul. I'm seeing it between the connection between both of those YouTubers. Like I said before, they both run their lives by the same principles. They're filming a video, they're uploading it to YouTube, and that's how they make their living. The only difference is they both have two very, very different ways of doing this, obviously. But what you've got to remember when you're watching one of these YouTube documentaries is that Shane and Jake both need content for their channels to stay alive, or else their channels are going to die and they're gonna go broke. They're gonna lose everything. They need content. Shane, as far as I know, has no real ties with mainstream media industry, and everything he does on his YouTube channel it's all him. It's all his ideas. Obviously, he gets input from certain people that he lives with and his friends, but at the end of the day, he doesn't have a production team behind him. He doesn't have a writer. It's him. That's what we've got. And because of that, he has ultimate control of how we see him and also how we perceive other people through him. And this is where this new Jake Paul documentary comes into things. So he starts this documentary by saying he wants to find out why YouTubers do the things that they do. He also believes that YouTubers must have some kind of a personality disorder or something that makes them do what they do. Now, one of the things that stood out to me loud and clear, and one of the reasons why I'm actually making this video right now, right at the very start of the video, Shane actually questions himself. He says really briefly that he doesn't even know the reasoning behind why he does what he does, why he makes these documentaries, why he posts videos. Straight away, this is a massive red flag, because now we have a guy questioning the reasoning behind making his own video about questioning the reasoning behind why someone else makes their videos. Yep, try to wrap your head around that one. For me, the answer is really simple. Why do I do YouTube? Why do I post these news videos and stories and weekly bleep? It's because I'm at university studying media production. I work doing dailies in the TV and film industry, and I'm basically just trying to make a name for myself on social media. Shane, on the other hand, is making this documentary now without truly understanding why he's actually making it. Why does he want to do it? And personally, I find that really, really worrying, and I don't trust anything of what he says in this documentary. I'm seeing him in a totally different light. He's less of a presenter, how you might see Louis Theroux, for instance. You know, he doesn't walk into a Satanist church as a Satanist, because that would be biased. It'd be totally biased. And basically what Shane is doing here is he's trying to study an environment which he's actually a part of, and I can't see how that will work. Obviously, this is my personal opinion, and to be honest, I expect that you'll probably disagree with everything that I'm saying. I don't expect that this video will get a lot of positive attention, but surely this puts Shane in a terrible position to make this documentary. We all want to know the real Jake Paul, and you know, whether it's all just an act, but the simple answer is we'll never know. People can go onto YouTube these days and say whatever they want about anyone. They can, I know that I don't like this phrase, fake news, but there is a lot of it everywhere. I could do it easily. I made a video, you might remember it last year, on a family, the Jones family. There was this boy called Keaton Jones. I made a video on him. It got 500,000 views. If I'd have said something in that video that was false, I've then got 500,000 people who just believe it, or you know, they might not believe it, but either way, that information is out there, and you can say whatever you want, and it could seriously, it could have serious repercussions. And this is where I wanted to bring iNabber into things. So the first thing Shane decided to do was interview someone who actually happens to live in the same town as me, who I know for a fact has never met Jake Paul or any of Team 10 in his life, but seemed to act like he knows absolutely everything about them. And not only this, but this brings me back onto my original point of the fact right here that we have a YouTuber who's making a documentary and another YouTuber who's also gets his information from other YouTubers such as myself and iNabber. Now this is where things get kind of complicated, because I'm a news channel myself. Me and iNabber actually are very much alike. We post a lot of the same content. A lot of what I talk about in the Weekly Bleep is trending stories, either about YouTubers or, well, if you watch my videos you'll know. And I try to put a personal kind of swing on those stories, try and include my personal opinion, and I try to include as much fact as I can. But I never know if what I'm saying is totally true. And I think a lot of you guys and a lot of the viewers that regularly watch those videos also know that as well. It's one of those things where, you know, I don't work in a BBC newsroom, I don't work for Fox News, I'm literally just a student. And it's the same with iNabber. iNabber's actually, he goes to college and literally just down the road over there. And he's just been featured on a huge documentary. He did really well, by the way, but it was worrying that Shane Dawson goes to that kind of information, because it's not reliable. And I know that sounds really bad coming from me, because I make videos on stories all the time, but I do always make a point that it's not always reliable information. The stuff that I put out there, it's not always reliable. In fact, a lot of it turns out to be debunked later down the line, and you know, stories change basically. I'm gonna finish up here by coming back to what Shane said right at the beginning of the documentary. And again, this is really what I wanted to get at in this video, was the fact that he doesn't know why he posts his videos. And he made that quite obvious. He actually said that in his own documentary. And if he doesn't know something like that, then I personally don't believe he should be questioning the reasoning behind why others post to YouTube and why others vlog and are apparently sociopaths when he's literally one of those people. I personally believe that a lot of YouTubers are trapped in this ongoing loop of content that they've constantly got to keep pumping out, otherwise they'll essentially lose their jobs. You know, they'll go broke, they won't have any money, especially if they don't have any ties in the mainstream media industry. I think a lot of these bigger YouTubers are getting to the point now where they're just, it doesn't matter what they say in a video, whether it can be truth or whether it can be a lie. I don't think, I personally really don't trust any YouTubers, because they can say whatever they want. It's kind of worrying, especially for the younger sort of generation that are coming in now and watching these YouTubers. A lot has changed. I felt like I could trust YouTubers in the past, but now I just feel like there's some massive changes happening, really. Shane and Jake are the same. Different personalities, different ways of living, totally different ways of living, but they're both trying to get the same result out of what they do. So thanks for watching, everybody. Man, this is a longer video than usual, a little more in depth, but I hope you enjoyed my viewpoint on this. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, go down below, hit the subscribe button. I'll be commenting a lot more on this, I'm sure, in the coming days, if this video does well. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll see you later.